Hey guys, my name's Justin.
And I'm Geoff, and it is the most wonderful time of year.
September.
Right, but more specifically, pumpkin spice latte season.
Well, why am I here?
We're going to talk about all the pumpkin spice lattes that I've had over the past year.
I don't like pumpkin spice.
You don't even want to
No.
hear me talk about?
No.
Well, okay. Just us now, I guess.
I'm still here, but I'm gonna be eating.
You're going to be eating the food?
Yeah.
We also got food because I have this to talk about, but then, you were just hungry. Anyway, why? You continue. While Justin eats the food, I wanted to talk to you guys about the unique experience I've had over the past year where I've had pumpkin spice lattes in 5 different countries. Are you done? I think he's done. Because we moved internationally last year during the fall, so I had a PSL in the US, London, Copenhagen, Denmark, near Paris, France, but not quite in Paris, and then also here in Sweden. I thought it would be a really cool idea to just talk about what those experiences were like and how they tasted, because they did taste different, and then also end that with this like Swedish PSL that's just called a pumpkin latte. We'll see if that means anything. All right, let's get pumped. Kind. Let's get Jack, a lantern.
Like, let's get Jack.
Yeah, like we're working out, but doing the opposite of working out, really. All right, so let's start off with the American pumpkin spice latte, which to me, the best one is the Starbucks one. I know Starbucks as a company is not that great, but flavor-wise, and I think popularity-wise, they are like the kings of the pumpkin spice latte. Dunkin' Donuts also has a pumpkin spice latte, but to me, Dunkin' Donuts coffee in general is just really sweet for no reason. Even when, I lived in the US and we had that American palate for sweet things, it was just like drinking candy, the pumpkin spice latte at Dunkin' Donuts. The PSL at Starbucks, I think, is still sweet, but not nearly as sweet as that at DD or Dunkin', I guess it's just called now, because they just dropped the donuts. And that one tastes the best to me because they use pumpkin puree in the syrup or whatever it is. I've never tried a better one. It's perfect. I don't know exactly what other companies use because most won't actually publish what's in them, but Starbucks does. And they have pumpkin puree and then all the other, spices that make up pumpkin spice, like cinnamon, ginger, clove, nutmeg, allspice.
Sir Anus.
That's actually not in any of them.
Oh.
Isn't that weird? Unless it's part of allspice. I don't know what allspice is. And just to out myself as like a real weirdo, I even did like a pumpkin spice latte creamer taste test video.
I'll try it.
I do. What is it?
It's just like barbecue sauce on a bagel with meat and cheese.
For fall?
No, you hold it yourself. That's weird.
That is really good. That's really good.
It's so weird. It's barbecue sauce on a bagel. Happy fall. Happy pumpkin spice.
And so yeah, in my creamer taste test, the Starbucks brand was the best. And so I think that's just true of the PSL in America in general. Sorry to other brands, and sorry that Starbucks, but it is flavor-wise. The second PSL I've had in the past year was at the London Heathrow Airport. I missed my flight, I got a drink voucher, there was a Starbucks, I had to do it. That one to me was very nutmeg heavy, and I do not understand why. Much heavier on like the nutmeg or something. Nutmeg. Strangely. It had the same kind of like pumpkin spice topping that they all have. And nothing about my order was different. They didn't say anything. So I don't really understand why there was such a nutmeg flavor more than anything else while it was still Starbucks. There's just so much nutmeg.
Did you know that if you eat enough nutmeg, you can kill yourself?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Were they trying to kill me?
They probably saw you as an American. They were like, oh, this one's gotta go.
I mean, I'm very obviously American.
I think you have to have a whole nutmeg, though. Is that what it is? A nut?
A whole nut.
Nut hole.
Anyway, the third one that I had was in Copenhagen at the Copenhagen Starbucks. One of the Copenhagen Starbucks. There's multiple ones. That one tasted to me just like the American PSL. However, markedly less sweet, which Justin and I have both come to find is what you can expect from things that are sweet in Sweden and Denmark and most of Europe. I can't speak for all of Europe because I haven't been to all of Europe. But yeah, everything's just kind of less sweet here. I think it's a lot to do with corn syrup not being in things. Just saying. But yeah, flavor-wise, all of the spices were there. The pumpkin was there, you know, et cetera, et cetera. It's still Starbucks, but less sweet. And I tried to go on their website to figure out if they said anything about the ingredients being different. They don't. The ingredients, when I click on it, leads me to the American PSL ingredients, so it doesn't help at all. But there has to be a difference in what they're using as a sweetener because it was so much less sweet that when I tried it last fall, it's that one.
It's a sandwich with pumpkin seeds on it.
It looks very seed heavy.
It's good. Feels like autumn.
Is that an avocado?
Avocado cheese. I think there's roasted peppers and lettuce.
Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, that's good. You wanna try it?
Okay.
It drops.
Are good?
I like how seedy the bread is.
Yeah, it tastes good for you, but also delicious. Bottom line for the Starbucks in Copenhagen PSL is that a year ago, it was so much less sweet that my American palate read that as something being missing. So I didn't like it as much because it was like it wasn't sweet enough to my American mouth. The fourth one that I had was during our trip to Disneyland Paris. We went to La Vallée Village and they had a Pret-a-Manger. I think that's how you say it.
Man, there was a Starbucks there. Why didn't you go to get it from the Starbucks? We even went to the Starbucks.
They didn't have it there anymore.
Oh.
Because it was November.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I would have gotten it if they had it, but I remember they were already switched to the Christmas menu. But the Pret at the outlet mall in Paris still had the PSL, so I got it. You might be thinking, if you know a lot about Pret for some reason, that that's a British company, and it is a British company that just has a French name and like a French style menu. But I think it counts as being France because it was in France. And I just talked about how like Starbucks tastes different in different countries, so I feel like I can safely say this was a French PSL, even though the company came from Britain. Right?
What's the difference between Britain and England?
I've been explained the difference between like Great Britain, England, the UK,
The British Isles.
the British Isles so many times, and I can't remember it.
I know the difference between the British Isles and the United Kingdom, but I don't know the difference between between Britain and England. What should be the same?
It's just that American education system
So good.
is so good. The Pret PSL, that one tasted to me just like the Starbucks Copenhagen PSL. So very similar ingredients, I'm assuming, and similar sweetness level. Latte is good, but still not it. I don't know what kind of chokehold American Starbucks has on the PSL recipe, but
The pumpkin spice lobby needs to be stopped.
they do. At the time, it was only like 2 months after moving to Europe, so I still had my American palate kind of. So it was good, but it was still like, it wasn't like the American Starbucks PSL. That was still the king in my mind. What is that?
It's a caramel cheesecake. We have to try it. It's so good.
Ooh. What was that?
A motorcycle.
That is really good.
It's so good. It's like burnt sugar on the bottom.
Yeah.
I love autumn here.
Hmm?
I love autumn here.
I was not expecting the burnt sugar flavor.
It's so good.
That's actually really, really good.
Like the other sandwiches was just me being funny, but this was actually like, no, you need to try this immediately. Oh my god.
I legit like that barbecue brisket sandwich.
Yeah, it's all good, but like, oh my god, I don't want to share this.
Well, unfortunately, I'm filming and you're not.
So fortunately,
It's up to you what you do with that cheesecake, because I can't stop you.
I'll save you like a bite.
Thank you. So those 4 were my experiences with PSLs in 2021. Now that it's 2022, it's fall again, and the Espresso House company, which is a Swedish company from Sweden, but now it's all over Scandinavia. It's
Oh,
even
is it a Swedish company from Sweden? Is it a Swedish company from Sweden?
the Swedish company called Espresso House, which is from Sweden and in Sweden. Menu-wise, it offers a lot of the same kinds of things that Starbucks does, right? Like it has like the sandwiches, it has,
Croissants, kind of chocolat.
yeah, it has all kinds of coffees, things that you don't find anywhere that I've seen in coffee shops in Sweden, including a pumpkin latte.
Pumpkin or pumpkin spice?
It's called a pumpkin latte. However, I think it's like modeled after a PSL, but maybe trying to be its own thing. I'm not too sure. Interestingly, like the Starbucks ingredients have pumpkin puree. This has pumpkin juice.
What?
So I'm curious what that's like.
I mean, watch it be better.
That would be a twist if it's better. That's not a PSL. I taste the pumpkin juice. Like it tastes pumpkin-y. It's definitely like cinnamon.
Wait, would I like this one?
Yeah, you try it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pee now.
That's good. You like it? Milk, pumpkin syrup, which is sugar, water, pumpkin flavor, lemon juice, cinnamon flavor, and other natural flavors, flavors, cloves, more natural flavor, and pumpkin juice. And then there's cinnamon sprinkles. What is that? And
Oh,
here?
sprinkles made of cinnamon.
Obviously. Also, it's brown. Like the drink is brown. The Starbucks PSLs, I didn't look at the Pret one, but those were all like orange colored to make it like pumpkin-y. This one is just brown like coffee. I don't think this has nutmeg in it. I think it's just like cinnamon and cloves, which is a little weird. I feel like if you were to like mix this with that PSL I had at the London Heathrow Airport, that was like crazy nutmeg heavy, it would kind of like make a Starbucks PSL. Like a regular, not nutmeg heavy Starbucks PSL. Weird. I would say it's more pumpkin-y than like a Starbucks PSL is, because there's no nutmeg. I like it though.
I'm really happy for you.
But it's not a pumpkin spice latte, which I guess in retrospect makes sense why they didn't call it a pumpkin spice latte. They just called it a pumpkin latte.
That also means nothing to people here.
Pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
That is the larger point to be made, yeah. Like, pumpkin spice is not a thing in Sweden.
It's not a thing anywhere but the US.
Yeah, I feel like you go anywhere else in the world, I think, besides the US, maybe Canada, I don't know. And then you just have to go to Starbucks to get a PSL, otherwise it's not a thing. And that, I suppose, is true for this Swedish company, Espresso House. Not sponsored whatsoever, although they do have delicious food, we learned today. Sweetness-wise, it's as sweet as like, you know, any other drink from like a European Starbucks. An American palate would find this to be not as sweet as they were expecting for like a seasonal latte drink. That being said, we've lived in Europe for a year now, and this tastes great. And I feel like if I were to try an American PSL, I would think it was candy. The way that I already thought Dunkin' Donuts coffees were candy. I guess in conclusion, like, We got some Target brand pumpkin spice seasoning, spice blend, some pumpkin spice blend from Target when we visited the US this summer. And I'm gonna have to just like use that to make my own pumpkin spice coffee beverages here because there are 0 Starbucks, at least in Malmo. I don't know about Sweden at large, but espresso houses everywhere, the way that Starbucks is everywhere in the States. 0 Starbucks here. There's multiple Starbucks in Copenhagen, but that's like across the bridge. I'm not going there. I'm not going there just to get a PSL, y'all. It's not gonna happen. While I am there though, I will get a PSL. Oh, and I did get a PSL. We were there last weekend, right? And I got the PSL because I wanted to see if it was still not sweet enough. And lo and behold, it tasted great. I could tell it wasn't like as sweet. It's still not as sweet. But I liked it more. Like I appreciated it not being as sweet and I could still taste everything just fine. My brain didn't tell me something was missing. My brain told me, this is delicious. Are you finishing that?
Oh.
There's 1 bite left, y'all.
There's like 4 bites left.
Is there anything you want to add to the video?
In conclusion, this food was pretty good.
In conclusion, for me, what you find to be the best PSL in the world probably depends on where you live. I feel like if you're living in America, the Starbucks one probably is going to taste the best. If you are living in Europe, it's going to be a European PSL because it's less sweet. If you are at the London airport, watch out for nutmeg.
Comment below if you love PSLs. Smash that like if you like PSLs.
Or if you hate PSLs. Are you watching this video and just like making fun of me the whole time? Because that's fine. And be sure to like and subscribe to catch what we do next. Until then, thank you so much for watching.
Okay, bye. You want any more of it?
I wanted to buy it.